Hello, everybody. It is Thursday. Right before Labor Day. Kind of excited. I know in Portland, as you can see here, it'll be in the 90s. So that means in Boise, it's probably going to be 1,000 degrees. Up in Seattle, it'll be a pleasant 72. Same in Vancouver, BC. That's just me being creative about the service area of Think Northwest. I'm Doug Zanger, Executive Director. And to our members, thank you so much for your support. For those of you who are just getting to know us, we focus in on three big things. Number one, growth for individuals and companies. Number two, unifying this wonderful Northwest creative marketing, technology community, talent community as well. And number three, visibility. We want to raise the visibility of our members. We want to raise the visibility of the Northwest. We want everybody to get to know each other, but also we want the rest of the world to know that we are here. We do great work. Some of the world's historically most important brands are here. I'm not sure that was correct grammar. And also some next level agencies, one of whom we are going to be speaking with shortly. Stoltz Marketing Group in Boise, one of our great members. But I do want to notice that I have not taken that down yet. This week, Tuesday, I want to thank Club CMO. I want to thank Amazon and Amazon XCM for all of their support of all of our programs. We had a great session at the Sports Bra to talk about women's sports and sports marketing and investment. Jason Noddy from Adweek hosted that. It was fantastic. So thank you for everybody who attended. We'll have more sessions like this as well. Plus, we're going to have we'll have some more members only things coming up. It's going to be a fall to remember as we go into 2025. But also a reminder, the Northwest Marketing All-Stars. This is in our fourth year. It's presented in conjunction with Club CMO, our great partners. And we have 7 categories this year. We had 20 last year. We thought that might, you know how sometimes you get like a half gallon of Tillamook ice cream and maybe you eat all of it, maybe too much of a good thing. Yeah, same here with Marketing All-Stars. So we do have it down into 3 individual awards. We have 2 team awards, and then we have 2 campaign awards. If you are an agency, this is a great way to give your clients and partners a little bit of a nod. If you are a brand, that includes startups as well, by the way. So don't think this is just for big old brands. It's for emerging brands. It's for D2C brands. It's for tech brands. We want you to get involved. Go to thinknw.org. You can click on that whole thing as well. And then also a reminder that the 27th of September, Colwood Golf Center, it is the Think Northwest Open. All right. One of the things that we do, we have basically a few shows, like a few verticals, let's call them. One of which is the Northwest Marketer, which we did on Tuesday. So we do that online. We also do that in person. We do talent talks. We do those online, live stream, written content. Also in person, we have some things coming up. And then we have creative conversations. Same deal. Creative combos, we call them. We go through the work. We go through the brief strategy, all the great stuff around it. We also do our logo remix. We're going to wait until next year to re-kick that one off. We just wanted to let this one settle for the summer. But the other one that we have, the other vertical that we have, one of the main verticals we have is our member check-ins. And members are investing in this mission of advancing the business impact of bold creative thinkers. And we always want to find out what they have going on. And I have to say, I had a great time in Boise when I was there in spring, which was really, really fun. One of the first Boise agencies to join us is Stoltz Marketing Group. Tracy Hitchcock, Chief Operating Officer. How the heck are you?
I am so awesome.
Are you like me where you're just kind of thinking, I'm kind of ready for this long weekend?
A little bit, but it's all good.
Oh, it is all good. And here's the thing. So Stoltz is there. You have Drake Cooper, What are some of the other great agencies in Boise? I'm forgetting Russ
Let's
Stoddard, who's been there forever, just a
forever.
great
We've got
champion.
Sovereign, Mitchell Palmer,
Yep,
116 and West. I got
yep,
it's a scene. It's pretty
yeah.
cool.
And a
Yeah.
lot of you came to Portland for the Cascadia Creative Awards, and
Yes.
congratulations on the awards that you took
Thank you.
home. It was
Yeah.
a blast, and we'll be doing it again here in Portland at the beginning of June next year. More to come on that probably at the beginning of the year. We got to get a few things organized, but we're excited for it.
Awesome.
But here, give us the snapshot of Stoltz to start off with, because the agency's been around for a minute, and
Yeah.
give us a little bit more on your background and your role there.
Yeah, so Stoltz has, I think we're in our 27th year now.
Wow.
So we had a big celebration at 25 years. Ken Stoltz founded the organization way back, and his daughter Jamie Ekman took over in 2018, and has really sort of come into her own, I guess, in terms of redefining Stoltz. And in particular, how we kind of where our ethos is and how we show up in the market. We have grown. I joined the agency in 2019,
Mm,
and we have grown by about 122% in AGI, and
nice.
we've doubled our team in size, and we have big plans for
Yeah,
continuing that trajectory. Although I think, like many agencies, this has been a little bit of a softer year for us, but still moving in the right direction. I personally, like I said, joined the agency. It'll be 5 years ago in October.
uh-huh.
My education is biology and chemistry, so of course
Oh,
I'm in
perfect.
marketing.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. International studies. I was
right.
I was supposed to be a diplomat, so, yeah.
Not a straight line at all, right?
Yeah,
I worked
yeah.
for a huge food manufacturer here in town called Simplot for about
Oh,
17 years.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
and then moved into
Huge.
nonprofit, and then, also sort of in the food and workforce development space, and then moved into agency life. So my last couple years at, Simplot, I was heading up the customer marketing department
Oh, wow.
and I was client side of the agency that we worked with out of Milwaukee,
Uh-huh.
and that was sort of my first exposure with, like, a bigger agency. And then, I through knowing Kate Holgate and Jamie and others on the team, I took a little break from my career in early 2019 and wanted to figure out who I wanted to be when I grew up.
Sure.
And it just sort of all fell together. And the agency was at a place where they needed someone that could help with process and ops and
Right.
growth and strategy and all of those things. And it's just been an absolute roller coaster ride sometimes, but an absolute ball. It's been really
Well,
fun.
there you go. Sam McCurdy.
Hey, Steph.
Uh, I love it. I love it. Now, I've talked to others from Boise about this as well, and what is really interesting to me, I went to college in Denver, right? And there seems to be sometimes these comparisons of, Boise's a little Denver, it's this, that, and the other thing. Especially during the pandemic, you started seeing a lot of talent coming in to the market from a lot of different places. The other analogy that I would give to this, and this is similar to what we see in Oregon, probably the same in Seattle as well, is that Salt Lake City is a somewhat progressive city.
Yeah,
Boise is a more progressive city. And by the way, if you haven't been to Boise in a while, holy cow, it's fun. It's
it's
it
really cool.
I hadn't been there since 2008, and I was just absolutely blown away. But I'm curious about the influx of new talent coming in from different places and what you've observed in terms of the energy, the creative vibe, what it's meant in growing the market in significantly positive ways.
It's so interesting because we're part of Worldwide Partners
Yes.
Incorporated. So a network of over 95 independent agencies. And throughout the pandemic and even until now, we hear a lot about hiring woes, and we just don't experience them here.
Sure.
We are blessed in that way, I suppose, in that anytime we put out a job opening, we're getting 50, 60 applicants. And of course, once you weed out stuff, there's still a really good pool of candidates here. And I think not only does that help our agency in terms of elevating our creative and really getting to our commitment of creating bold ideas for our clients. But it also, I think that influx of people is also putting Boise more on the map. Whereas I think before the idea would be like, well, we're a major brand, so we need to work with a major agency. And, and it's
That's a
like,
trap.
it's an expensive trap for them. And I think with Boise being, one of the best places to live, and more people are visiting and seeing that it's actually pretty hip and cool these days.
Right.
I mean, look at my glasses. We're hip here, okay?
Oh yeah. Well, I had a pair of wooden glasses made from somebody in Boise once, so no, I get it.
Yep, that's proof. These are from Lumos, which is
Okay.
a local company.
Yep.
But anyway, I think that helps potential clients, right? Feel like, oh, maybe a little ad agency in Little Boise, Idaho has something to offer us. And although we don't talk about our value proposition, but in terms of dollars, but we all know we're not going to have the same rates as a New York or a San Francisco or a Seattle, or probably even a Denver firm, right? So you can get top-notch, incredible talent out of Boise, Idaho, that also can drive value for your marketing spend. And also, we feel like we're bringing a pretty unique perspective in terms of, we are part of the 1% of agencies in the world that are woman-owned. And so we feel like we're bringing a unique perspective in that way as well.
Yeah, I had a chance to get to know Jamie a bit, and I really love her point of view, and I love the agency's point of view, because one of the things that is really, really important to the agency, and let's be honest, there's some very tough stuff going on in Idaho around women's health. There are a lot of issues, and it's the same around the country. So this isn't just focused in on Idaho, but the agency has been very, very clear about its position on things. So talk a little bit about that.
I would describe that as a bit of a journey as well.
Sure.
When I joined 5 years ago, there were stories that I had been told about, people maybe being a little disappointed that Stoltz hadn't come out in support of Pride, or maybe some other social issues or justice issues. And at the executive level, we got really, really clear on where we felt we could use our voice, where we felt we could offer a good and solid and maybe unique perspective. And that really helped define then how we're using our voice as a brand and as the leaders of the brand to advance some of those ideas and issues that are facing so many people, whether it's gender orientation or gender identity or pay gaps or abortion bans in our state, right? Like Idaho is one of the reddest states in the country, and we know that. And so there was some trepidation because of that conservative bias in our state, that perhaps it would be alienating to clients that might want to come to us. And we have that has not been our experience at all.
Right. Well, and congratulations, because you were winners for the first Cascadia Creative Awards that we did this year. Thank you for supporting that. But here is the campaign. Walk us through this a little bit. And I'm not going to play the case study. We'll put a link up to it. But I'd love for you to walk through the campaign.
Yes. So we were approached by an organization here in Idaho that, there are many organizations, but specifically hospital and physician and other organizations that are really concerned about the criminalization of healthcare in Idaho. And that's really what this total abortion ban is, in that it's making doctors, have to hesitate about how they care for patients. And so they came to us and they said, we need to help educate the people of Idaho as to what the real impact is of these bans on people who actually really want to have families and want to be able to be pregnant. And so we got together. You've already talked with Mitch, who's one of our creative directors, but our whole team really rallied around this. because, and I'm so sorry, there's a tractor outside my window. That's great.
That's good luck.
Um,
Yeah.
It's just perfect timing, you know?
Yeah, that's okay. We had construction going around here yesterday too. So no, it's
Awesome.
fine.
So the whole team really, like, this is an important issue, I would say team wide, but really came together and created not only the name Idahoans for Healthy Moms, because of course we're trying to position it away from abortion specifically
Sure. Yeah.
and more to the health of families. And motherhood comes with a warning label in Idaho. Like those are real things.
Right.
And that first video there that you're showing, that's Dr. Jim Souza from our largest local hospital system, St. Luke's, and you can see the number of reactions there.
Right.
That was the closest thing
There we
we
go.
came
I
to
think
being
I've
viral.
never seen
Yeah, I think
a
we can hear.
law so squarely get in the way of the good intentions of doctors. The state of Idaho has lost 5 out of 9 maternal fetal medicine specialists. There are pretty simple fixes to this law, and the simplest fix is to create an exception for the health of the mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one got a lot of interest, and honestly, that's the point of these campaigns, is to get people talking, to get people understanding. And we tried to take some creative angles, as you can see here,
Right.
and ways to talk about this that would invite people in, to better just understand kind of what we are absolutely facing in this state. And famously, Boise's getting a beautiful rep. People understand who we are now, but Idaho itself maybe not getting such a great rep. For
Sure.
instance, our AG taking the EMTALA piece to the Supreme Court, and all of those things. So all of that is really closely related. And we believe that as a woman-owned, women-led agency, it's actually incumbent upon us to have a voice on this and support the organizations that are helping bring this to the forefront.
Yeah, and it goes across so many different mediums, and a lot of great movement. But I have to imagine as well, it's interesting. This particular phase of it, that's one finish line, but, and I'll probably paraphrase my time at Nike, there is no finish line in this.
Yes.
What's next?
Well, we're hopeful that there's a lot coming up. There's a new organization that has developed here in Idaho called Idahoans United for Women and Families. And this is a group that is doing the work of a citizens initiative to get this issue on the ballot in 2026. And so we are already in conversation with that group. I am personally giving my time and effort to it, but we're in conversation with them as well in terms of how do we take this Idahoans for Healthy Moms campaign and just blow it out. And it's so interesting because we did most of this filming and stuff a little over a year ago. And at that point, physicians were still a little hesitant to put their hand up and use their voice. And that has changed 180 degrees.
Right.
Because it hasn't gotten better, it's gotten worse. The legislature has been very clear that they are not going to act on this. And so we've got work to do. And, obviously there's a fundraising element and all of that, but we are just chomping at the bit to keep going.
Yep. Let's talk about some of the other work we got going. All right. So fun fact, I did a little creative work with an agency called Fish Marketing here in Portland on Tamarack back in, I think it was 07, 08 when they first opened. And here's a fun fact. I did a zipline tour with Maggie O'Mara.
Okay.
Local Boise TV news star. She is the OG of Boise.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And I think she was just kind of starting out. And then our paths would cross every so often. I'm like, she's doing great. She's like, she's
still prominent around here and doing her thing.
Yeah, Tamarack's great. Tamarack is really, really great. And it's on the way to McCall, which is always great.
Yep. They're coming into their own.
Yep. We've talked about Valley Regional Transit.
Yep.
Just, a lot of really, really great stuff here. What I want to go to though, you go into this little schmutz here. That's my East Coast coming out. CMO in a box. I just caught that before we went on. Okay. So talk about CMO in a box.
It always makes me want to sing it. Like I want to be CMO in a box. And Saturday Night Live people will get that.
Yeah. Exactly.
But this is actually something that's worked for us really nicely, especially when we've got larger brands or brands outside of Idaho who may not already know us.
Right.
This has been something that they have found on our website and
cool.
has caused them to reach out to us. And so, it's not sort of as rigid as those packages would say, but it's been a great way for us to speak to those businesses that don't have in-house marketing teams.
Sure. Yeah.
And we really believe in making it easier for our clients to do this kind of work, and provide that level of service so that we really are a partner to them. And I know everybody says the partner word, but like we want to make them look good and we want to make their day job easier. Like they're not worrying about what we're up to.
Yeah, no shit. Let's go to you have some open roles right now, right?
Yes, we have a marketing coordinator role open right now.
There it is.
There it is. Yep. And we're excited to get a rock star in who's maybe sort of at the beginning of their agency career and looking to kind of learn all the different pieces and parts and support our account team, but also our project management folks and help keep things moving.
Yep. And then of course you do have internships, but also the returnship, which is really
and the returnship is something we've gotten a lot of earned media for. This is the brainchild of Kate Holgate, our chief creative officer.
Yep.
And it's been a phenomenal program. We have our next returner starting September 9th.
Awesome.
I haven't met her yet, but I am psyched. And these are folks that have had a gap in their career for whatever reason, and maybe need some new experience under their belt to help launch them back into the career that they want. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be in marketing, right?
Right.
But it's just been a really, really rewarding program for us.
Yeah, I love this. I love how very specific the returnship is. And it's just it is. That's something as a COO you appreciate because you do want to make sure that there is at least some guardrails around it because everyone's going to be different. But it's
I might have some nicknames in the organization, Doug, that we'll just leave alone. Okay. A little focused on process and budget.
Hold on. No. You don't just gloss over that, Trace. That's not something that we just gloss over. Now, because I'm going to see if somebody's commenting on this, by the way. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Look at me. I've got like my eyes are like this. It's like I need computer glasses. These are progressives, by the way. I turned 55 in April, so it's there's some rigging going on.
What a privilege it is to age. Yes.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. No, here's the fun part, and I've not forgotten about these nicknames. I'm helping you stall for time. I realized that this is my 50th year of playing soccer. I still play old man ball.
That's awesome.
Rose City Revolution, America's favorite 50+ men's soccer team, trademark pending. All right, what is one of your nicknames?
Budget bitch.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
My friend Shelby Healy is watching this. Shelby, I'd like you to weigh in. Like, I want you to go 1 to 10 on the quality of these nicknames. I give that one a solid 8. So we'll see what Shelby says about this.
Well, I'll tell you, our CFO, who has been around since the beginning of Stoltz, really loves that she is no longer the one with that title, has moved to me. Sure. So
I would say that the Think Northwest board has to deal with that with me sometimes.
Well, and that's the healthy tension in every agency, right? There's got to be someone who's looking at process and
100%.
All of those things. And are we doing not only the right things by our client, most importantly, but are we doing the right things by our own agency?
Yep.
And, both things have to exist and be true and be taken care of at the same time. And, there's tension in that.
Yes.
Because sometimes big, bold, badass, excellent creative doesn't happen in what the workamajig allotted hours say it should. right? And so,
Yeah.
we just had a meeting earlier this morning actually about like, okay, we've got this ERP system, project management system, we've got these systems and processes, and how do we continue to flex and have those guardrails be really osmotic, right, and flexible as we move, so that we can nurture the things that we need to get the best results for our client, but also like keep things on track.
There's Shelby. If you're not media, you sound like discount person, but that's a real baddie title.
Thanks, Shelby.
Okay, one more. I was going to make you do 3 because it's the rule of threes. But
I honestly don't know of the others. I'm just sure that
so they keep those a little quiet. Okay, all right.
Yep.
I have a few of those as well. I want to ask you about this. So I want to go back to Boise proper. So when I was there, oh God, what is the name? The restaurant group there. Is it Wild Restaurant Group? Is that what it was?
They have Wild Child and Wilder, and yeah, they have a number.
Hold on. What was the name of the place we went to?
Oh, the Lively.
Well, the Lively was great, and so we're going to do another happy hour.
I'm going to stop trying to help because I'm just making
no, please do. There was they just have, okay, what was it? It was Percy. Percy.
Yep.
That I'm my hand to God, my hand to Lord and baby Jesus. The best biscuit I have ever had in my life.
Yeah, that's real. That's real talk.
Okay, hold on. I got to put this up here because I'm dead serious. So any time of year you want to go, I mean, there's always something to do.
For sure. And the food. And so I've lived in Boise since 1991. Right. And there was literally, I think it was a Barron's article that described downtown Boise as Beirut. Like it was
Boise Root. I remember that being
non-existent.
Yeah. Right.
And to see where it is today, I mean, there are people that complain about traffic and noise and I'm like, bring it on. Because now we have places like Percy, we have the Avery, who, full disclosure, is one of our clients as well. Sure. Michelin starred chef originally from Boise that went to New York and came back, and we've got Kin, which is doing amazing things, James Beard Award winning. Like the food, wine, beer culture scene here has popped off, and I am so here for it. I just love it.
This biscuit right here.
There it is. It's like, where are you going? Okay, specifically to the biscuit.
Oh my Lord.
Percy also has a great happy hour, beautiful cocktails.
Oh, it's the best. Yeah. It is so the best.
Yeah.
All right. So is there anything else you'd like to shamelessly self-promote? What else you got cooking for our little check?
We've got lots of things cooking. We've always got, clients that are working on big things and really impactful things. An example of that would be we're working with a nonprofit called Friends of Minidoka, and they are putting together, I think, a trailblazing web app experience that is a virtual sort of museum, if you will, that walks people through the Japanese internment camps and what folks had to endure during World War II. Right. And so it's a juicy, beautiful, creative opportunity. And it's also highlighting stories of people that honestly were treated like absolute not a great part of our history. Sure. And it's shining a light in a beautiful way that will invite people in. So right now, the specific project that we're working on is called Beyond the Barbed Wire. And so those kinds of really meaningful things. We've already talked about Valley Regional Transit and trying to change behavior so that people move out of single occupancy vehicles. We've got some great education clients. We work with the Boise School District. I mean, teachers and doctors have just been put through it lately. Yeah. So it's our honor to work in those spaces as well. And then we're kind of in this fintech space with PayPal and others where we're doing a lot of employer branding. A lot of work in bringing the story to life of how a PayPal product impacts a small business and what that means to the person that's working within the halls of PayPal anywhere around the world. So those are really fun projects too, because like team and culture is one of my one of the things that's most important to me. And so being able to work on those kinds of projects and apply some of those learnings as well to our own organization and our own team has been really, really fun. So, and in that we've worked up a code of ethics that a couple of folks on our team worked hard on for about a year. And it's sort of our statement of how we work and who we work with and how we work with each other, and what our commitment is in terms of diversity, equity, inclusion, which again has become a dangerous thing to speak about in Idaho. We just published a blog yesterday written by yours truly on just that topic. So yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot of really good stuff. And I just want to put my hand up to be on the team for the tree fort activation for Think Northwest, please. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah.
I missed Tree Fort for the first time in 11 years last year because I went to a WeBank conference, which is the certifying body for our women-owned status. But I will not miss it again. That's my rule. So I'm around if you need help with anything.
So many things so many.
Yeah,
things.
you've got a list.
It's great though.
Yeah,
it's
really fun to see what you're doing.
And thank you. And this is what I've loved most about developing this organization and working with this great board and working with so many great people is the again, we talked about growth. Obviously we want people to grow, but the unity piece of it and unifying all these different communities, that's been so fun. And then being able to share just exactly what we're doing, because not a lot of people get a chance to share in this fashion, in this forum. To be able to share it out to potential clients, to share it out internally to teams. And it's so fun. And it's really the spirit of the Northwest. And just FYI, we're probably going to be expanding our service area to Montana and Alberta. Awesome. So Edmonton and Calgary and Missoula and all of that will be coming in.
Love it.
We'll have more news on that. But this region, this Northwest region, both on the coast and inland a bit, each has its own unique spin, but we all find this common ground of excellence, which I think is so fantastic. And so if a brand in Portland sees what we're doing today, or Seattle or Boston or London or wherever, right, that's great for everody, because it's so important to be able to tell our stories.
Yeah, because we've been pretty under the radar. So I appreciate, the highlight. And, Boise Ad Federation here is getting louder and bigger too. And they're wonderful. So like it all works together, I think, and helps put agencies in places like Idaho where maybe people are like, oh, like we're kind of used to being considered the underdogs, if you will. Yeah. And so highlighting that is just a beautiful gift. So thank you very much for.
Is that an oil lamp behind you next to your decanter? Is that an oil?
Oh, no, it's a honey pot made by a local ceramicist.
Okay. Yeah, again.
And those are little figurines that I got in Togo, Africa in 2021. So yeah.
What were you doing in Togo?
I was over there working with an NGO called Style Her Empowered.
Sweet. Nice.
Yeah, that hires seamstresses locally to make school uniforms for girls that actually expand and grow with them, so they can
love it.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Yeah, great organization.
So 2 other things before we cut out. I made my daughter eggs Benedict this morning, so I'm a little tired. Well, no, I'm tired. But the other side of it is I just noticed that somebody just canceled a meeting right after our conversation here, so there may be a nap.
Oh, I love a nap.
Well, no,
especially on a work day. Oh.
I get up at 5. I get up at 5 every morning.
Well, that's on you. I mean,
Well, actually, no. Part of it is actually on the dog, because the dog gets up, jumps on the bed, and goes, "Wham!"
We're going now.
You up? Yeah, it's okay. I was a morning show producer in radio for years, so
you're used to it.
I'm used to it. But the eggs Benedict, I'm just going to tell you, that's a weekend thing. Much like the biscuits at Percy, I just remember going, "Oh, this is so satisfying," and I just feel like taking a nap standing up. Tracy, this is fantastic. Really enjoyed the conversation. Stay put backstage, but give my best to everybody in Boise.
Absolutely. Will do. Thanks again.
All right. And a reminder, all of our Think Northwest members, you can check in anytime you want. Also, a reminder, if you have work, we can do a creative combo. So if you have something you want to talk about at talent, we can do talent talks. But these check-ins are great so that people get a chance to know you, our members. Again, a reminder, we are advancing the business impact of bold creative thinkers in the Northwest. There are a lot of great benefits. Again, it's about growth, it's about unifying the community, and most importantly, your visibility as members. Go to thinknw.org. I'm extremely easy to find. Zanger at thinknw.org. Happy to spend some time with all of you. On behalf of everybody at Think Northwest, including our wonderful board, I'm Doug Zanger. We will see you next time.